button.
Okay. All right.
And then hopefully the lamest part of this is that we are going to high five. So that is our marker.
Sure.
Okay.
Is it better if I just stay still?
One of us, I'll move, you stay still.
Okay.
Good question. 1, 2, 3. Mark? Did you get that? I think you got that. I feel like we got it.
Okay. I just don't want to die this way, like looking at the shot and not looking at the street.
This episode is about survival. Starting now.
All right.
So here we go. We're going to cross here. We're at Trinity. We're at Fifth and Trinity. We're in downtown Austin. It's not uncommon for these episodes to start in festival mode.
Sorry, I'm wearing heels. I trip a lot. So every so often, and I guess this is like the suspense of the episode, I might like twist my ankle or something.
This is a very exciting intro to the episode because nobody knows what we're talking about, where we're going, who we even are. I'm Keith Maitland. This is Jena Friedman. Jena is in town for one of Austin's many festivals, but it is not the South by Southwest Film Festival. It is not the Austin Film Festival. Jena is here for the Moontower Comedy Festival.
Yes, I am.
Hilarious!
On your left.
You're listening to Doc Walks with Ben and Keith.
So, why are we talking to Jena and why are we walking to Jena? Because we were so excited when we saw that Jena Friedman was coming to town. Who's Jena Friedman?
Nobody knows.
You know, but I'll remind you in case. David Letterman, Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert,
Still didn't answer the question.
BORAT, SundanceTV,
Oh yeah.
Adult Swim, the Academy Award nomination.
Right.
Who's Jena Friedman? Jena Friedman is a writer, a performer, a stand-up, fringe theatrical creator, a documentarian of sorts,
Sure.
an investigator.
Yeah. I guess that's, yeah.
At the intersection of comedy and documentary, poking at the tropes of true crime and helping us all laugh at subsequent movie films made by BORAT.
What a nice intro. Thank you.
This is Jena Friedman. We just met. We don't really know each other.
We don't know each other at all, and we're just going down some random street in Austin. I'm like, I hope we don't. I don't think there is like a Skid Row in downtown Austin, is there?
If there is, we'll find it. It's one of my tendencies is to kind of find the sketchiest and darkest corners.
So sad. We're just with our little cameras. Yeah, that's a
Little
nice.
squirrel.
That's a nice shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this.
And you can run and you can hide. All right, so you're in town for the Moontower Comedy Festival, and you are presenting. Is it a one-woman show?
It's an hour. Yeah,
Okay.
I did in Edinburgh. It's an hour comedy show about grief. So funny off the bat.
Just boom, hit him right at the top of the head. Hilarity
And-
ensues.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my most personal show. This might actually be my last performance of it.
It's that good.
I've done, yeah, that's what they say. I've done it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I kind of,
feel like you've done the thing.
I feel like I've done the thing. I might do it again in New York, but it's a really heavy show.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot out of me. It's reliving the worst moment of my life. But it's funny. But it's like you can only do it so much before you just have to stop doing it.
Right.
But I love it. I do love it. It's my favorite show I've ever done.
This is a story about the death of your mother.
While I was 8 months pregnant.
And some people think let's just like commit a year or two to therapy and a few $1,000s in like
Yeah.
self-help books.
No, I just got on stage and started talking about it, and then I created this show out of it. But I'm not trying to be the cliche comedian, but that was therapeutic for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's like exposure therapy.
Yeah. How do you start on a process like that? You just like,
I just got out there too soon, and it wasn't funny. And at first I was calling it not funny because that was also the name of the book that I was supposed to be on tour for, but then my mom died and I just kind of couldn't really do anything. And so I started calling the show Not Funny to go on. You want to put some B-roll of that?
okay. Sorry, I'm easily distracted.
No, it's a hard premise to interview people. Ooh, these look great. They're all little
Oysters has become a theme already on this
oysters.
walk. Interviewing people about the worst things that happened to them and death and destruction and personal overcoming of trauma and grief is actually my personal career specialty.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, I make feature documentaries about people finding themselves in the worst possible moments.
That's cool.
And so I'm not uncomfortable with it at all. I wasn't expecting we'd jump right in, but I am the one who jumped right into it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it works sometimes. Tell us,
Nice
what's
to
the
get.
name of...
I'm like, I don't even know where the camera.
Oh yeah,
Is.
kind of lost you. Let's see.
Well, I'm trying to do. I just want a B-roll shot of "Do not enter," because you're like,
Just guiding you again.
no, you're
against the
just
grain.
like, do not jump into this or something. All right, sorry. I know I'm annoying. This is what happens with interviews. You can't put a camera in someone's hand. All right, now you have a nice shot. Okay. Carry on.
So we jumped right into Jena's hour-long discussion of grief and loss, and I don't want to lose the thread on that. But I do want to say, I gave this kind of long, convoluted intro, and what I didn't tell people is kind of what I meant by some of it, which is like the intersection of documentary and comedy. I watched an episode of Soft Focus, the show that you created for Adult Swim with John McAfee a few years back.
Yeah.
And just right out of the gate, you hit him with the most kind of like creatively dismissive questions that make it clear to, I think, to an audience, and I think to him, that this isn't your standard interview.
Right.
And it had a really exciting and kind of disarming effect on how he reacted in that moment. He wasn't offended, he wasn't put off. If anything, I think he was intrigued and kind of
Turned on.
tried to play, turn on, that's a way to say it. Tried to play along for sure.
He's a 70-something-year-old drug addict who might also be a sex offender who is now dead, allegedly.
Oh, no, he's definitely dead. Oh no, you're allegedly dead?
No, he's dead.
Okay.
Should we go this way?
If we
You
go
wanna
this
go
way, it
that
puts us
way?
right by the water.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Do that. Allegedly dead, definitely a sex offender though, right? We can agree on that?
I mean, he's been accused by a couple. Well, one woman accused him, but maybe only one accusation against him. A lot fewer than other people, so I don't know.
Sure. There's, it's not quite 34 counts,
Right. Right.
felony convictions, but that was, I think, my introduction to who you were.
Mm-hmm.
And then an hour and a half ago, we were on the phone. I've learned about your show tonight,
Yes, that's true.
and
And I learned that I would be holding my own camera for my interview. Then I didn't really think about it, the logistics of it. It's not.
you don't like it.
I mean, it's
Watch this. No sweat.
okay.
That'll be all right.
Now, okay.
Is that okay?
With that?
I'm great. Look, DocWalks is in desperate need of sponsorship, and we'd love to be sponsored by a drone company to take these cameras out of our hands.
Right. Or you could just get like a contraption, you know?
Any contraption companies out there, please reach out.
Couldn't you just do a little rig where you just tie the one to the other, kind of?
I have thought about doing kind of
Tape one to the other.
I was thinking a little T bracket
Right.
with both cameras.
Right.
One zoomed in, one zoomed out.
Right.
I like it.
Did I cross? I must have crossed the line or whatever. I'm always confused by that.
You haven't crossed any lines with me.
No, like when I am with the you know what I'm talking about.
The 180-degree rule.
Yeah.
I didn't go to film school, did you?
No.
Okay. Well,
No,
then
I
let's not worry about
didn't.
that shit.
No, I don't.
Yes, we're crossing the line left and right, but that's okay.
Oh, this is nice. I used to row. My dad and my sister rowed. Crew. You can get a little establishing shot of the Austin Rowing Club. But that's the thing right now, where everything digital, everything online is treated like television, but the budgets are lower. So if you put anything out there, and I'm at a place where I have no vanity, I don't care, but it's like, it's all the same to people. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
If
But
we put something on YouTube and I just sound like an asshole, it's there forever, which I'm fine with also because I am an asshole.
gotta be me, right? You gotta be
Because I am an asshole.
free to be you and me. Well, yes to the YouTube of it all, but only half of our audience is on YouTube, and half of our audience is on Spotify and podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and places like that. So they are listening to what we're talking about. They haven't seen whether or not we jumped the line. They haven't seen whether or not
It's a cool
the shot you
premise.
were holding was too close to your face and kind of shooting up your nostril.
I'm okay with that too.
Okay.
It's
But,
a nice idea.
well, help us out. For our listening audience at home, will you paint the picture? Where are we? What are you seeing?
Okay, I've never been here, which is really cool, Keith. We're at the Austin Rowing Club.
Let's go down
lake.
this ramp.
What's the name of this lake?
This lake. What do you think the name is? Do you have any guesses?
It's the Taco Tuesday Lagoon. I have no idea.
Sponsorship still pending, but yes, Taco Tuesday is Ladybird Lake.
Ladybird Lake?
Ladybird Lake.
Okay,
Look at us, just a couple nice ladybirds out here at the lake.
right,
It's just right down here in downtown Austin. We walked from your hotel,
right.
and it's about 5 degrees cooler here at the lake.
It's very nice. When I was little, my dad rowed in college, and he used to take me and my sister to this place called Craftsbury in Vermont, and we would row on single sculls. And it's such a plain sport. And so I would just find a little cove and stand up with tennis balls and practice juggling. I was like 10.
If you feel like the need to shit talk any of these rowers,
No, my sister rowed in college. It's legit. I'm sure that, being in an 8-boat with a bunch of the rowers, there's you've got a lot of, what's the oxytocin or the pheromones or the endorphins pumping. It's a lot of teamwork. Did you ever play sports?
very
Play
hormonal.
sports?
I played lacrosse in college.
Okay. Well,
Also,
you had started with
pheromones.
That. Yeah, lacrosse is a interesting one. But yeah, I didn't really play team sports, so I get the team aspect of rowing, how it could be addictive. You just kind of zone out and you just go.
Do you have a metaphor? Is there a metaphor between rowing and comedy?
Comedy? I think sports, because, I was a tennis player
Okay.
and I ran track. So those are just all you. And that's kind of with stand-up, it's you're just out there alone. And you succeed or you fail on your own. But then I guess people who do improv or sketch or team sports, it's you're part of a team and then you sink or you swim together.
You started with some sketch.
I started with improv.
Improv Olympics or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was that like for you? Where were you? When were you?
So
How did
I
that start?
was a little student in Chicago.
Okay.
And I studied anthropology and I wrote a paper on improv. And I showed up at the theater and I asked to just get a month pass to see a bunch of shows. And the person behind the counter, Katie Rich, who's a really funny comic who went on to write for SNL, Katie said, well, if you take a class, you can see all the shows you want for free. And that's how they suck you in. It's a cult.
Uh-oh.
Is everything okay? Do you want me to help you? Because I think you need a little help.
Well, it's not, you're not wrong, but I'm going to muddle through.
Aren't you going to be tired? Are you tired?
I live in a constant state of tiredness. I'm probably,
Because we could set up the cameras if you want. If you want to take it, what's easy for you. This is very pretty. Thanks for showing me this part of Austin. I felt a little guilty because every time I travel, I like to walk around, but then it started to rain, and I'm also simultaneously working on a podcast. It's
Wait,
what's it
am I a
about?
guest on your podcast right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're a guest. No, I am working on a podcast.
What is it about?
It's called the EPSTEIN Files Book Club.
Uh-oh.
It's just about what's going on in the news, and it's unrelenting. So we were doing a couple episodes a week after the second batch of files dropped, and then we were like, let's just do one a week, because as you know, we're fellow podcasters now, whether we like it or not, there are no other jobs, Keith.
Yeah. And this isn't even a job. Is yours a job somehow?
I mean, we just got a little bit of funding,
Okay.
but not enough to make it a job,
Right.
but enough to not lose money doing it.
Oh, I gotta explore that option.
These trees are so pretty. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a crepe myrtle.
Can we show them?
Please.
YouTubers?
So describe the crepe myrtle for us, please.
Oh, it's
Don't you describe
colorful. It almost kind of looks like someone painting a tree.
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
I like it. I see them, I almost want to describe them in sculptural terms because there's a smoothness
And the way the colors are, it looks like doesn't it look as if someone's painting a tree as opposed to an actual tree? Doesn't it have
That's
that
right.
kind of?
Yes. It's got a little bit of almost a paint by numbers quality to it.
Yeah.
The pools of opaque color.
Yeah.
The Epstein Files weekly. What did you call it? Oh, Epstein Files book
Well,
club.
because we got a guy looked at us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's an arresting title, right?
Yeah.
But basically, I was like, the second batch of files dropped, and I'm looking at them, and right after they dropped, and it was like crazy. The mainstream media hadn't really reported on it so much, and the allegations in there were so crazy, and I went online, and there was so much misinformation, and I was like, I just need to talk about this with a smart friend. So I called a journalist friend of mine who I had met at TED, and we've been wanting to do something together, and I pitched it to her, and she's like, let's do it. We got our episodes up right away. Anyway, but every week it's like something else, and I don't know if you saw the news yesterday with Melania talking about how she didn't know Jeffrey Epstein when there's so much evidence that she did. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
It's insane.
So my whole point was I was working on that, and I'm glad that now I'm not, even though I'm still talking about it, and I'm out here with you.
Enjoying the hike and bike trail.
By Lady Bird Lake.
That's right. Skitter scattering from subject to subject. I'm doing a horrible job.
Sorry.
No, it's my
No,
fault.
I think I have undiagnosed ADD or something. I don't know if it's like not PC to say that, but
We were talking about
That's
the show you're
ominous.
doing tonight.
it's a little ominous.
All right, this is the shot I know you want to get. Go ahead,
Yeah, of
get your
course
shot.
I want to get this shot.
So what a lot of y'all don't know, I didn't know, maybe you do know, is that Jena is the co-creator and the host of 12 episodes of Indefensible on Sundance TV.
This could be like B-roll in that show.
That's what it feels like. It feels like you're getting some forensic information. Oh, with the sweet camera move. Here it comes. She's creeping in.
There's not much to that. Okay.
Describe for our audience what you were going
Oh, it was
for
just
there.
like a rubber glove and a medical glove in a ditch. It looked kind of like it was like holding on to a rock. It just looked creepy.
A rubber glove in a ditch with Jena Friedman. We were talking about the show you're performing tonight and kind of the depths of grief that you found yourself
Careful
in.
of the steps, Keith.
Thank you. And
The depths of grief. So my mom died over a 6-week period. It happened really quickly, and it was when I was in my 3rd trimester. And I have always had this, like, I almost would joke. I remember dating a guy being like, don't leave me when I'm 8 months pregnant or something. It was like I joked about that just because it's like when you're at your most vulnerable, the thought of someone you love leaving you, it always scared me. And I just weirdly had that fear. And then I didn't realize it would actually happen and it would be my mom. So that's just what happened. It was over 6 weeks and she died, and it sucked, and I wrote about it
how long ago was this?
3 years ago.
And how soon after it happened do you feel like you started processing it in the form of expression?
I mean, well, as it was happening, I was working on my true crime show. So if you watch the last episode, which is about the death penalty, I'm massively pregnant greeting my mom on camera. I'd never been busier professionally. Like when she died, I had a book about to come out, a stand-up special that smells like natural gas, a stand-up special that I was taping and found out she was sick a day before I taped the special, and then the show that I was making. It just was the most, I think it was because honestly, I had a penis inside me. I think that's why I just got so much work. So I had a little boy. I never had a penis. I didn't know how much work you could get with one. And so I was really busy. And my mom was always kind of like the most worried about my career and then became my biggest champion. So I take comfort in her like thinking I was so busy like as she was dying. And it was a blessing and a curse because the blessing is that like you're distracted. I was like editing my true crime show as I was going into labor. I had to leave her. She wanted me to leave her, but that's one of my biggest regrets, that I left her to finish the season. I kind of wish I had stayed with her, even though she didn't want me to be with her. And I was so pregnant that like when I was with her, I wasn't eating or sleeping. It just wasn't healthy for me to be there. but that is still one of my biggest regrets. That I like left her the first time I went to see her. When I found out she was sick, I left to finish the show, and then I flew back to say goodbye to her. I wish I hadn't done that. The blessing was being busy, but the curse was also that I probably have a lot of unresolved whatever. I don't know if it's ever resolved, even if it happens perfectly, but I had a lot of guilt that I didn't get to have more time with her.
Does sharing your story engage with that guilt at all?
With you? No.
No.
It's fine. It's just I don't share it like that. In the show is actually funny. It's not sharing it. It's like framing it in a way that it's commodifying it. It's like framing it in a way that I can like make palatable to other people and hopefully profitable to me, even though I haven't yet. I haven't been able to sell it as a special because it's also political. It's a little maybe too political for like a typical Grease special. So,
What do you think you...
Here's a question. Yeah. Are your parents still alive?
My father passed away 25 years ago.
You told me that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You did tell me that on the phone. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
I
No,
forgot
not at all.
about that.
That's all right. We didn't know each other then.
We didn't know each other. So how old were you when that happened?
I was 24.
Jesus, that must have changed your life.
Yeah, it's definitely like a line, it's definitely one of those turning point moments of like life before and life after. I think everybody has that with their parents, no matter when it comes. And, yeah, it was a difficult situation. Of course, he had cancer and he had cancer, he dealt with cancer, he beat cancer, and then cancer came back.
Yeah.
But it brought my mother and my brother and I really close together. So many of my good friends had never gone through that and rallied around me. Yeah, I don't know, my life changed. My life changed before that though, because he was a great dad and he really supported and encouraged my career. And similarly to you, like I was working on a movie when the cancer came back and planned or suggested that I come home, spend, 2 months with him instead of hang out in Florida on an army base on a Joel Schumacher film. And he insisted that I, follow the path that I was on. And so I definitely relate to the regret that you have.
Do you have regrets about that?
I did at the time. I certainly, over time, I've released that. I have regrets about other things and new regrets all the time.
Right.
What I discovered, and for you, this is 3 years ago, with your child right on the verge of being born, your little boy. I have a 10-year-old son, and the fact that my dad never got a chance to meet my son,
Yeah.
or my wife for that matter, who I met 3 years later.
Do you feel like he's still with you? Do you feel his presence? Have there been weird things that you felt like that's him?
My life is a nonstop series of weird things. And yes, I absolutely have a relationship with my dad today. And that's the way I talk about it, is that I have a better relationship with him now than I remember having through a lot of my youth.
Wow.
And a part of it is like we were kind of just getting to know each other as adults.
That's the saddest part. I'm a little withholding in this interview because I am about to perform tonight, so I can't, you have to have a little bit of like a wall because I'm about to go on stage and I can't cry the whole show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't need to break your wall, but I appreciate the openness that you have around this subject, and I appreciate the questions you're asking me about this. It's a big part of my life, and it is. The loss of my dad is definitely sad and was traumatic in certain ways, especially then. But it has been also weirdly a rewarding engagement with like what is out there and like some.
You take fewer things for granted.
Yeah, and I've also just had some like really weird fucking experiences on both
What's your
like
weirdest,
drugs and non-drugs.
What's your weirdest sober experience involving your dad?
Well, I know this isn't the weirdest, but it's the most prevalent, which is that my dad was very famous for being frugal, and he could spot a penny on the ground from a half a mile away. And when I was a kid, we made fun of him for crossing the street to go pick up a penny or something like that. And
Amazing that's not how he died.
no, thankfully. But I can't tell you how many times I couldn't even remotely calculate how many times in the last
See a
25
penny,
years,
you
I've looked
think of
down,
him.
and when I needed to see a penny, there's a penny there.
That's gonna make me cry.
And so many times, like the dark moments, the light moments, I think everybody's got to have their own relationship to grief and their own relationship to overcoming the trauma of grief. But we found like a grammar for it,
That's really cool.
you know. And anyway,
That's
we're
really cool. Remember how at the beginning of the conversation I was like, I kind of needed a coffee?
yeah.
This could be like a natural endpoint where we go get a coffee and we turn off the cameras and
release you to the wild.
release me to the wild.
All right, we are going into Revolution. We'll see.
They're sponsoring the episode. So
Little did they know.
Just for me.
There you go. After you.
Oh, you're keeping it rolling?
Yeah.
Thanks. Do you like a coffee?
No.
Okay. All right. Oh, we have to do it all on.
So, Jena told us that she wouldn't have that much time because she had to be ready for tonight's show, and she's working on a podcast, and she keeps bumping into other famous comedians in the hallways of her hotel, and yet we haven't touched on or gotten to so many things that I wanted to talk about today. But we have talked a little bit about grief and overcoming, and Jena has turned the conversation around and interviewed me, which is not surprising seeing her work. But let's lightning round it while you bake your coffee. One of the questions we always ask at the end of an episode is, what is the gateway drug? Like, what was the film or TV show?
I mean, improv. Doing improv was my rosebud and my gateway drug to comedy. Because
What made you decide to write that paper that got you?
I was an anthropology major, and so you just have to spend, if you want to graduate with honors, you spend a year writing a paper on some community. And I just was always interested in comedy. And so that's how I decided to do it. Hi, how's it going, Aaron? Good. Let's do an oatmeal cortado.
Yeah.
Hot, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Would you like anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
You said,
Yes, please.
and then your name?
Jena. Thank you so much.
You're here to go.
To go.
Jena, in 2 minutes or less, tell me everything you can about the BORAT experience.
Well, I can't say much because I signed an NDA.
What? I mean, you're Academy Award nominated. There has to be some front-facing, press-friendly anecdote that you can share.
You can have my credit card information.
How are you today?
How are you?
Good. Where are we?
Revolution, Austin, Texas.
Are you guys interested in sponsoring a podcast?
I don't know.
TBD. TBD.
Yeah, so I can't really talk much about Borat. Sasha has done some stuff when they were on their Oscar campaign. He talked about like how he did like an anatomy of a scene for Vanity Fair. It was really cool. It was a scene that I wrote at the Pregnancy Crisis Center. And if you Google it, it is really cool. He just talks about like how we wrote that scene, and
How did you and Sasha hook up?
you can't say that.
How did you and Sasha collaborate and partner?
Nathan Fielder connected me with Sasha, I think because of Soft Phobias.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I had worked at The Daily Show, because I had done my own thing, I knew how to pitch scenes, cranky scenes that actually you could shoot. And so I would pitch things and be like, here's the joke, but also here's how you shoot it. And I think that was really helpful in a room like that. It was kind of the thing that maybe separated me from other people who came in to pitch, because he had a lot of people who came in to pitch, but then my stuff kept getting in and they kept asking me back. And then that's how I ended up with a writing credit on it.
If you had to think of like a through line of what connects the work that you've done in comedic investigations and documentary, kind of true crime / Daily Show, soft focus, and the more personal work that you're doing now and that we're talking about, that you're performing tonight, is there a through line? Is there something that connects those worlds?
Well, I've always felt that like fear is a muse of mine. And so I have like actually a funny anecdote that ties to the last time I was at the Moontower Festival. But I joke about what I'm afraid of, and I think I do that partly to make myself and other people feel less alone. If we can laugh at sort of the same thing together, then it kind of explodes the fear around it. Another thing separate from your question, that has always inspired me is like bad art. Like, I got into stand-up comedy, I went to a comedy show, and there's just bad comedians, and I was like, I can do that. And when I did Moontower the first time, it was right after I was doing The Daily Show, and I did an interview with a guy, I think it was Austin Chronicle, and thank you. And
Richard Whittaker, a British guy?
I don't remember, but you could Google it, and I posted on my Instagram. You can find this photo, half a page. It was a very nice article, but the headline was so mean. It had my face, and the headline was, "The Muse of Mediocrity." I went on Twitter, I was like, what's a fun Austin Chronicle? And the writer got back to me and was like, I'm sorry, they just made me do that because, like, clickbait. First of all, grammatically, it's incorrect. I'm not the muse of mediocrity.
That's right. Mediocrity was your
mediocrity
muse.
And other people, mediocrity is my muse.
But we shouldn't use that for the title. Mediocrity is my muse.
You can use whatever you want. I mean, I'm here. I didn't sign anything, you know.
I was going to ask you what advice you have for emerging filmmakers, but that thing you were just talking about with fear.
But also just do it. I'm quoting Nike, but that's what I was told. I think just do it, especially now, because there's like so few ways we can monetize any of this. And AI is coming. And don't be afraid of making bad art, because honestly, bad art is more original than whatever the slop AI is going to come out with. So if anything, in a way, the onslaught of AI might free you up to just do whatever you want and not care about it having any commercial appeal, because the stuff that has commercial appeal will never be made by you, will always be made by AI.
Do you feel like you've been scraped for AI yet?
No, because the AI is not, the whole point was like AI is not coming for my work, because my work is not profitable enough to be exploited by AI. And that's how I like it. That's by design. And that's why I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Because I
don't know what you mean. Why are you talking to us?
Well, because I like to support humans who make things.
We are those.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you. We need the support. Coffee is up.
Thank you. All right.
I mean, something I hope for in life is to be hard to pin down, hard to put in a box, hard to describe with a simple label. But you, of all the guests that we've had on the show, I feel like I've maybe the most varied career of anyone we've spoken to. And
I wish I could have stayed in one lane and made a ton of money. I just had to. I've had to branch out.
Do you think that's the case? You're not drawn to all these disparate things?
I think it's both of those things. Which way do we go?
We're going to Fifth Street. I feel like this is second. This is third. So we're going up two more.
It's a combination of both. It's a combination of both. Sometimes, especially when I'm walking and self-aware because I'm being filmed, I'm maybe not as genuine in my answers. Yeah, I mean, I think if I had achieved success as a stand-up early on, I probably would not have gone into writing, but I had to go into writing to make money. And it's controversial and possibly lame sounding because a lot of people would have killed for that job, but I wasn't like chomping at the bit to work for Letterman in 2011. Letterman in the 80s and 90s was a different Letterman. Letterman in 2011 was like writing for Weekend at Bernie's. He was like, he didn't give a shit. He was just like dead inside, and we were just propping him up, and he didn't even come to rehearsals. He would admit this himself. So I was really lucky to get that job, but it was out of necessity, and I was really lucky. But it kind of like, you just take these jobs, because for me at least, I was like, I'd been bartending, and then I was like, I need to just figure out ways to make money. And then some of the jobs, like the true crime show, obviously that happened because I'd been doing stand-up on Conan, and I was making fun of true crime at AMC. Someone at AMC saw it, and they reached out and were like, do you want to make a true crime show? And I didn't.
I don't know.
I didn't. But then they gave me enough latitude to make the type of kind of anti-true crime show, which became Indefensible. And I feel really lucky about the way we were able to make that show. I don't think I could have sold that show. And it only lasted 2 seasons because I don't think anyone wanted that show out there. It was just like we're on our last episode, so it's about criminalized survivors. And I like trolled a DA in Riverside who had like an armed guard next to me when I was like 7 months pregnant. I was just like, that's not a show that a network wants to take a risk of. So it only lasted 2 seasons, but I was really proud of it.
I would have guessed that it was The Daily Show that triggered your connection to true crime, because it felt like what I've seen on both Soft Focus and the little bit that I've seen of Indefensible, that it's an expansion on kind of techniques and language that The Daily Show is so known for.
I think Indefensible was good and Soft Focus was good because of what I learned. The Daily Show was like film school for me.
Yeah. Do you have a relationship with our friend Kahani Corn Cooperman?
Yeah, I love Kahani.
I love Kahani. She was one of our first guests on this podcast.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. What did you learn? You said it was your film school. What did you learn there?
I mean, I learned how to make unwilling participants act like politicians who don't want to be on camera, how to get the shots that you needed in situations that are not ideal, how to work with crews that might not take you seriously because you're like a woman in your 20s and you're not, an auteur or a filmmaker. You're working with all these local crews that typically only work with people in the news. So you have to like try to figure out how to exude a level of authority in a way that they like you. There's like, directing is tricky. There's a lot to it. How to prep a scene, how to, like, you go out, especially with docu-style stuff, you go out with like a full script in advance. Even if it's not exactly what you're going to shoot, the more prepared you are, the more likely you are to have happy accidents. There you go.
That's a nice digestible bite right there. That's what people want. That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
I often feel, and this is one of the things I love about being a documentary filmmaker, is I usually do, when I do film work, when I'm interviewing a subject or a participant, I like to aim for about a 3-hour window for an interview, and it's mainly because I'm obviously not very good at this job, and so I just like to let.
That's not why. When I do interviews with people like McAfee, I try to get as much time as I can. That's just how it works. But
well, my point is that it takes a while to hit a groove, and it keeps getting better and better.
No.
And I feel like we're just getting into the groove that I want to be in on this conversation.
That's a good place to leave you.
Yeah.
Wanting more.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I don't know if we told the viewer, but my shirt has a defect where the button kind of pops open. So sorry about that. I was
just letting the viewer draw their own conclusions about how you like to present yourself.
Sure.
You are presenting yourself tonight on the stage of the Paramount Theater.
Yeah.
And our audience will not be there. But where will they have a chance to engage with you outside the many links that we will include in the show
I'm
notes?
on social media. I do read all the comments. Any criticism feels like a hug from my mom. And I do keep my DMs open. So, I'm very accessible. As you know, I'm very accessible.
She ended up here, folks. Like, if you want to hang out with Jena, just reach out. Don't bring a camera.
Or the Google glasses that you can film on. I should have worn those.
Oh.
I don't have them anymore. I gave them
We
away.
used to have those. All right.
It's the whole thing. I got them as a gift.
Okay.
And I immediately gave them to my nephew and then had guilt about it for like a month because I didn't realize like how bad they are.
Like you were just ruining his life.
Yeah, I told my sister to throw them away.
Okay.
Brought to you by Facebook.
She's throwing us away. She's got work to do on her podcast. She's got to get ready for the stage. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, so nice to meet you.
It's been lovely to meet you.
Good luck on your podcast.
Oh, thanks.
And your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
And don't be too mean in the comments, okay? We didn't have like hair and makeup, and this is just me and Keith doing this. So support Keith.
I would love to get mean comments. We haven't gotten any comments.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Please leave a mean comment.
That.
Bye, everyone. Thanks. Sorry we missed you, Ben. Thanks for being here on Doc Walks. Thank you, Jena Friedman. Have a great show tonight. Sometimes you get a booking for a podcast and you don't know the person very well. You don't know their work all that well, but you recognize it's a unique opportunity to meet somebody who's interesting, who's led a life, who's mapping out a new career path, somebody that you want to learn from or get to know better. And that's what this episode kind of was for me, is like, that is a cool lady with a lot of really interesting experiences. And I feel like we barely cracked the surface on getting to know her. And I take responsibility for that, being a little bit all over the place. But I also had a really good time. I hope that you guys had a good time. I'm sorry Ben wasn't here. I know there's a million things he would have loved to talk to Jena about in the world of comedy, in the world of comedy doc making. She mentioned Nathan Fielder, and I didn't even have a chance to get into that. I just finished watching his new HBO series. Over here is some of Austin's famous bachelorettes pedal pubbing their way through downtown. And over here is one hot and sweaty podcast interviewer who is calling it a day. I appreciate you guys being here. We are going to post lots of links to Jena's work, to the press that she mentioned, and I encourage you to follow her on social media and whatnot. Jena, if you happen to be watching on our lowly YouTube channel, thank you for your time and energy. I hope that we get a chance to talk again. I'd love to learn more. And that's it for now. Next time on Doc Walks. Ben is walking solo in LA with former and soon-to-be future Austinite Bradley Jackson. Tune in. It's bound to be a good one here on Doc Walks. Doc Walks is created, produced, and edited by my friend Ben Steinbauer of The Bear.
Hello. And my friend Keith Maitland of Go Valley.
Thanks for tuning in.
Follow us at DocWalksPod on Instagram, X, and YouTube.